Yun na. Hello, good morning, sir. We are the voltage 3 and we are reporting the solar energy. So solar energy, so basically, alam natin na ang solar energy ay comes from the sun. Solar energy is energy from the sun that is converted into thermal or electrical energy. Solar energy is the cleanest and most abundant renewable energy source available, and the US has come of the richest solar resources in the world. Solar energy technologies can harness this energy for a variety of uses, including generating electricity, providing light or a comfortable interior environment, and heating water for domestic, commercials, or industrial use. So, sino nga ba yung naka-discover nito? Si Edmond Becquerel. Edmond Becquerel discovered the principle behind solar energy in 1839. While working in his father's laboratory and doing experiments about photography, he discovered that some materials can generate voltage and electric current when exposed to light. Yan, so next.
So the sun is an extremely powerful energy source, and sunlight by the far largest source of energy received by the earth, but its intense at earth's surface is actually quite low. So ang pinaka main source ang pinaka powerful energy ng source is ang sunlight. So dahil sa sunlight, nakaka-receive ang earth, and dahil sa source of energy ng sunlight, doon tayo nagkakaroon ng energy dito sa earth. So this is essentially because of the enormous radial spreading of radiation from distant sun, and relative minor addition is due to earth atmosphere and clouds. So na-absorb din ng atmosphere and clouds yung mga yung halos kalahati ng sunlight, then napupunta siya sa earth. Then ang sunlight ay nagko-consist siya ng 50% visible light and 45% infrared radiation and smaller amount of ultraviolet and other form of electromagnetic radiation. So ang advantage and disadvantage of solar system. So ang advantage po ng solar system is renewable energy source, reduced electricity bills, diverse application, low maintenance cost, and technology development. So ang disadvantage naman ng solar energy is cost, rather dependent. Solar energy storage is expensive, use a lot of space, associated with pollution.
Associated with pollution. So next is so ano ba yung nilalaman nung nung solar energy? So sa solar energy merong aluminum frame, tempered glass, encapsulant, solar cells, encapsulant and then backsheet, at saka junction banks, box. So ano ba yung solar energy? So sa solar energy meron siyang N-type, silicon layer, P-type, and silicon layer. So sa may P-type kasi is meron siyang N-type silicon layer, depletion zone, tsaka P-type silicon. So sa depletion zone, sa taas is meron tayong battery to na positively charged tsaka negative charge. So sa taas is merong electron. Sa taas yung negative is electron and then yung positive is proton. And then so sa electron kasi meron siyang mas marami yung electron, and then sa may proton naman is meron siyang kulang na isa. So ang mangyayari pag kulang yung sobra sa may electron, pupunta sa proton para para humanap ng space nila, para humanap ng lugar nila. So ang mangyayari naman pag ganun, pag sa proton naman ang nagpunta sa proton, ang magiging kalabasan magiging baliktad na. Yung proton ay magiging negative, and then yung electron ay yung magiging positive. Kasi yung electron naman ang kukulangin. And then yung proton naman ang madami. So sa yung tapos pag yung tawag dito. So dun nagmumula yung kuryente na nakukuha sa may yung nagpo-produce ng ng kuryente. And then pag kunyari 'di ba pag tag-ulan or iba yung pag walang ganang init, merong lalagyan ng mga energy para kahit papaano may magagamit pa rin. 'Di ba kunyari kung may bagyo or winter ganon, meron pa rin silang meron silang solar energy storage. Kaya nga sabi ang expensive nun kasi nga doon ini-stock yung iba para kung sakaling kailanganin, meron silang magagamit. Yun lang. Thank
So
you.
that's the end of the slide. Thank you. Ikakat ko na
Naintindihan
yung
niyo?
ganun. No?
Naintindihan niyo yun?
Correct.
Inanuhan ni Sir eh.
Okay lang yun.
Okay na. Stop recording ko na. Hello sir, hello everyone. So now we are going to report solar thermal system or the CSP. Ano nga ba yung solar thermal system, CSP, and paano siya nag-ooperate? So yung solar thermal system nag-ooperate siya through sun. So from the energy from the sun na hinihit niya yung fluid, and then magiging steam, which is yun yung nagpapa-under doon sa mga turbines para makapag-generate ng electricity by a generator. So this system uses solar collectors, particularly mirrors, to concentrate the sun's rays on the point to achieve appropriately high temperatures. So ito yung mga types ng mga solar thermal systems: parabolic through, solar tower, linear Fresnel reflector, and parabolic dish. To note, despite there are several different types, STS operates at the same principle. Refers on the previous slide, they differ only in the manner of collecting sunlight and concentrating it to a certain point. So yung first is yung parabolic through. These throughs, also known as line focus collectors, are lined up in rows on a solar field and are composed of a long parabolic shaped reflector that concentrates incident sunlight on a pipe that runs down at the middle of the trough. The collector sometimes utilizes a single-axis solar tracking system to track the sun across the sky as it moves from east to west to ensure that there is always maximum solar energy incidence on the mirrors. So the receiver pipe in the center can reach temperature upward of 400 degrees Celsius as the true focuses sun at 30 to 100 times its normal intensity. So ito yung pinasabing parabolic through. Ayan siya. Pa-curve. And then, ito siya. So yun, nagaano yung energy ng sun dun sa may pa-curve na yon, and then magiging, so sobrang init nun, syempre ito yung fluid na yan, maiinitan dito sa may pipe, and then mag-out siya doon through magiging steam na. Yun ay magpapaandar doon sa may ano, para maka-generate ng energy. Ito yung parang pinaka-specific na ano. The heat from the sun is being collected by the special mirrors which is then reflected to the pipe that runs down the middle of the trough. Within this central pipe is a heat transfer fluid flowing inside it. The HTF inside the pipe can reach a temperature around 400 degrees Celsius as the true focuses sun at 300 to 100 times its normal intensity. This hot fluid goes to heat exchangers where the heat is transferred to water, generating high pressure superheated steam. This steam then moves a turbine to power a generator and produce electricity. So yun yung sinasabi ko. The HTF then keeps circulating within the system. The steam is being condensed, which is to be sent back through the heat exchangers. Ayan. Heat transfer fluid general description. So ito yung ang pinaka paliwanag kung ano yung heat transfer fluids. Yan nga, pinapainitan yung isang fluid and then hanggang maging steam siya. So why use HTF instead of the direct system in which water is instantly turned into steam by the heat reflected by mirrors in solar thermal system or CSP? So ito yung sagot. These working fluids have high heat capacity. It can maintain a high level of hotness in a long period of time. That is why in CSP, large volume of HTF is heated to an elevated temp during daytime where sunlight intensity is at its peak. Then it is being stored in a pipe vessel. It acts as a reserve power that can be used during cloudy days, when sun's intensity is at its lowest, or during nighttime, where there is totally no presence of sunlight. Yeah. Then, the heat transfer fluid used in CSP technologies includes ito yung mga yan, air, water, molten salts, glycol-based, glycerol-based, and synthetic oils. So, yung next slide is paliwanag ni Gerald Del Valle.
So ito yung mga kino-considered as a characteristics ng HTF or heat transfer fluid. So una ay ang operating temperature, yung next life cycle, yung next po. Heat transfer capability, storage heat aspect, overall safety, and ang cost. So yan po yung mga example ng heat fluid, ng heat transfer fluids. So next po. So yung note po is the use of molten salt in parabolic through system can heat the heat transfer fluid to 550 degrees Celsius, has a better performance than synthetic oil, which can heat the HTF to only 400 degrees Celsius. So yung transfer heat fluid is meron siyang 550 degree Celsius. Then ang synthetic oil naman ay meron siyang 400 degree Celsius or less than, o mas baba pa sa 400. So yung solar tower working principle, the setup includes an array of large number computer controlled sun tracking mirrors known as helostats. Sunlight can be concentrated as much as 1,500 times its normal intensity. So ang sunlight ay nakakapag-concentrate siya ng mahigit 1,500 times sa normal na intensity. So these mirrors moves in dual axis and are located at the ground level, which collect energy from the sun and reflect toward to the receiver, which contains HTF located as the top of the tower. So yung mirrors ay naka-located siya sa ground level na kung saan nagko-collection ng energy na galing sa sun, then magre-reflect siya sa receiver which is contains ng HTF located as the top of the tower. So the HTF is being heated at around 600 degrees Celsius, and just like in the parabolic through, this HTF through pipes, it goes to a set of heat exchanger. Then it transfers heat to the water, thereby generating high pressure superheated steam, which is being used to turn a steam turbine. So next po. Ito po yung halimbawa po ng solar tower. So ang sun is nagre-reflect siya dun sa may parang siya sa mirror na ang kung saan ang tawag ay heliostats. Then ang receiver naman po is yung parang ayan po siya yung working fluid circuit. Then dumadaan siya sa thermal storage to steam generator. So doon po gagana ang turbine. So next po. Ito rin naman po ang paliwanag na ang ibang solar tower. So ang una is software control heliostatics. Ito po yung mga close view sa ay mga ano po.
3D version.
Opo, mga 3D version na yung sa example kanina. So una is tong software controlled heliostats, tapos tong second is solar or receiver boiler, concentrate sunlight converts water in boiler to steam. Then ang third is turbine, steam powered turbine produced electricity. Then 4 is thermal storage integrated cost effective thermal energy storage and grid electricity transfer to the grid. So yan po ang process kung paano po tayo nagkakaroon ng energy dito sa mundo. So next po. So ang linear Transnel reflector, general description. The design of this type of combination of parabolic through and solar tower, this is use flat mirror instead of parabolic mirror. Use in parabolic through these flat mirrors moves in one axis only, unlike in parabolic through, and the solar tower which moves into two. So ang linear Fresnel reflector, parang same lang siya ng parang combination siya ng parabolic through, pero imbes na pa-curve yung mirror niya is flat yung surface niya. Pero same lang din sila ng pagkagamit. So yun po, yung next naman. So previous design generates steam direct without the use of HIF, which are now obsolete. FRN nowadays also use HTF to generate steam. So the classic LFR has only a linear receive on a single linear toward to increase optical and ground use efficiency. The improved design called impact linear Fresnel reflection or CLFRS use multiple receiver for each set of mirror of the adjacent mirror, have different inclination in order to target the receivers. So ito yan po yung example ng receiver. Tapos ito naman sa kabila is yung reflector. So yan po. Next po. Ito naman yung halimbawa ng linear Fresnel reflector. So yan po yung sunlight mag-o-observe siya dito mag-o-observe siya dito sa may linear Fresnel reflection, and magta-transfer siya dito sa hot salt tank. Then dito naman sa isa naman is cold salt tank, then dadaan siya sa steamer generator, then dadaan siya sa turbine, and dadaan siya sa condenser. So yan, papunta sa steam, and babalik ulit siya sa cold salt tank. So yan po. Next po.
Solar thermal energy. Solar thermal system or CSP, parabolic dish. So, dito naman sa may parabolic dish, this consists of set of flat mirrors combined to the large parabolic dishes that attach to a motor sensor which automatically track the movement of the sun. The collector energy from the sun is being concentrated to PCU located at the focal point of dish. The PCU consists mainly thermal receiver and stirring engine. The thermal receiver, which is heat exchanger, transfer its heat to stirring engine, causes it to reciprocate. The reciprocating movement causes the rotation of electric generator. So yung itsura niya is parang pa-umbrella siya. And then yung yung pag-reflect ng sun is napupunta sa may stirring engine, and then doon pa lang siya nagkakaroon ng electricity, and then nagro-rotate yung parabolic dish kung saan yung reflect ng araw. Next. Parabolic dish description and operating principle. These dishes can concentrate sunlight much better than parabolic dots. True. And the fluid run to them can reach temperature upwards of 750 degrees Celsius. Because of the limitation of size and the small quantity of fluid, parabolic dish collectors are suitable for small-scale power generating up to few kilowatts. So, yung sa may paggamit naman ng parabolic dish is konti lang yung nakukuha niyang electricity kasi maliit lang siya. So, pang maliitan lang na electricity ang kaya niyang ibigay. Next is Stirring engine description and operating principle. So may stirring engine naman, doon merong tubig, and then yung niya doon talaga nagbumula yung electricity. Kasi doon nalalagay yung reflected na sun, and then mag-iinit yung tubig na nasa loob noon, and then magiging cause yun ng steam, and then magiging electricity siya. Yun yung stirring engine, yun yung pinakakailangan sa may solar thermal para magkaroon ng solar thermal energy. And then merong mga example na lugar kung saan merong mga may mga solar thermal system sila. So, ang una is Sasate Solar Power Station sa Morocco. So, ang capacity niya is 510 megawatts, type of parabolic true and solar tower. So, ang date niya is nagsimula siya ng 2018. Ang area niya is 2,500 hectares. Sunod is Ivanpah Solar Power Facility sa USA. Ang capacity niya is 392 type. Ang type niya is solar tower. Nagkaroon sila noon is 2014. Yung area niya is merong 1,420 hectares. Sunod is Mohab Solar Project sa USA. Meron silang capacity na 280 megawatts. Ang type ng solar thermal nila is parabolic true. And then yung date niya is 2014. Ang area niya is merong 714 hectares. Sunod is Solana Generating Station sa USA. Meron siyang capacity na 280 megawatts. Ang type is parabolic through. Ang date is 2013. And ang area niya is 720 hectares. Next is Genesis Solar Energy Project sa USA. Ang capacity niya is 280 megawatts. Ang type is parabolic through. Ang date niya is 2014 and ang area niya is 1,920 hectares. Ang susunod is Solaven Solar Power Station sa Spain. Ang capacity niya is 200 megawatts. Ang type niya is parabolic through. Ang date na nagkaroon sila ng nagsimula is 2012 and ang area niya is 301 hectares. And lastly, under construction ang Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park Phase 4 Dubai, UAE. Ang capacity niya is 600 and 100 megawatts. Type is parabolic through and solar tower. Date is 2022 kasi under construction pa rin siya. Yun lang po.
So, at the end of the slide, thank you.